What's up, guys? This is Eric Sanchez. First podcast on The World Is Yours. Sorry it took so long for us to get to y'all, but here we are now, and I've got my best friend Juan Valles with us. He has definitely been a day one. Since we
Elementary
were
school.
in elementary school.
Yeah.
I'm a little white kid with glasses, I had to make friends, and he was the first one I made friends with. So, but he's got his own family and own business now, and wow, how things have changed. I hope y'all enjoy the podcast, but let's go ahead and jump into it. So how's the family doing, man?
Everything's good. Everything's good. Thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate the opportunity. Really, really excited to share more about our journey and show how these last couple years have really brought out a level of maturity in me. So that's always a pretty good deal.
So how many kids you got now?
2 kids.
2. Yep. So you're even with me, huh?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, so boy and
girl.
Boy and girl. Okay, so same as me too, man. They drive me crazy, but they're worth it, right?
Yeah, they definitely are. They get more expensive too every year.
So do you get much time with them? With your what kind of business are you doing right now?
So I'm in construction. I'm a civil contractor. I do excavation and demolition of buildings.
Okay, so
repairing all the dirt work.
Commercial buildings or just any type of building?
Commercial buildings, subdivisions, municipalities, schools. Done work for American Airlines, TW. Yeah. So been around the block a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. You told me you worked on American Airlines headquarters at one time, right? How did that go?
It went pretty good. It went really well.
Did they forget to pay you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I work for American Airlines. That's a joke. Anyways.
Yeah. So no, they were pretty good customers. It was back in 2017.
Okay. So get some good money.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I mean, it was my first big commercial project. That project actually was a blessing in disguise. I had got robbed $60,000 right before I got that job from another contractor. So the guy who gave me the job there, I actually took his whole office food, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is great. We love your story. We'll get back to you and let you know what we think." And the superintendent walks in, a Hispanic guy. He just looks at me and he starts asking me, "Hey man, what's your story?" And I repeated my story to these guys like 15 different times. So I just told him, and then when I left the meeting, I went to go visit my buddy Ben, and I was like, man, it was raining that day, so everyone was there at the office.
Right.
All the superintendents, project managers, estimators. And I talked to my buddy Ben, and then I get a phone call from Guillermo, the superintendent, and he tells me, how do you think you did? And then my heart drops. I'm like, well, I think I did pretty good, but you know these guys a lot better than I do, because that's your boss. And he's like, man, you did phenomenal. They're trying to plug you into a project, and I have one for you, American Airlines. So
hell yeah.
Since then, dude, that's kind of how it happened.
I'd be super excited about that. That means money.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then the week before they gave me the project, this guy had scammed me for $60,000.
So how did that go down? I want to know about that. I'd be pissed.
Oh, dude, I was about to go blow the guy's knees out, in all honesty. And I kid you not, the moment I stepped foot off the truck with my dad said, don't do nothing stupid. I get that phone call from Guillermo. So I'm telling you, God works in mysterious ways. I'm a strong believer, and he stopped me from doing something stupid that day.
Wow, dude, that $60,000.
$60,000, yep.
So you did the job, and he just didn't come through.
Yep. No, he just burned off.
Wow.
But it wasn't the first time he's done it. He's
done it before.
Yeah, with other people, and I didn't know that. So I was kind of knees deep. But it gets skin in the game in this business. You gotta have thick skin, because everyone wants to go out and do it. When it comes down to hitting muddy waters,
right,
you start seeing whose true colors in it to win it.
So, I can see that. I'm sure. I've hit a couple bumps in the road, and you just gotta. I think it's more of the right attitude. You gotta have the right attitude when you hit those bumps in the road. You just gotta keep on trucking, man. I can't tell you how, I've been through some stuff, and, man, it's hard to even talk about, but you just got to keep on going about life, and I think you did good by not going over there.
The other route, yeah.
Whooping his ass.
I wanted to. I mean, it was just one of those things where, common sense was not going to be aboard there. So
60,000 is a lot, man. I praise you for that. I praise you. But,
and then I got burned a couple years later, a year and a half ago, for another 62,000 from someone else. But we're actually having our court hearing in June. So
really?
yeah, but I've learned a lot more since the first time to now. So now, because I was able to legal up properly, construction law here in Texas is super complicated, and a lot of these attorneys want to make a lot of money off of you. But thankfully, I got well versed with a really good construction attorney.
Yeah.
And since I sit on the board with the RHCA, and he's a general counsel, oh yeah, dude, great asset. I think in the political world, it's good that you don't hire an attorney that's a lobbyist, someone that's going to want to buy their way out of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
You want someone who's down to earth, genuine, and this guy, dude.
So I got a question for you. I know there's a lot of regulations, and when it comes to like your kind of work, like what you can and can't do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know with different administrations, there's different regulations. Has anything changed from this administration from the past administration, or has it kind of stayed the same?
Right now, the transition period is too close to say, but I will tell you, since I sit on the board of the Original Hispanic Contract Association, we are actually helping fight and protect some bills that protect minority business owners and small business owners.
Awesome.
So we had a board meeting in person 3 weeks ago, and they gave us a big old journal full of bills that protect small Hispanic women-owned businesses, Black women-owned, Asian, small little bills here and there, dude, that are written up to make look at, oh, this is amazing for small business owners. When you look in the bill, when they get approved, it's actually the complete opposite.
Right.
So the transition period right now, it's still, they're still trying to approve bills, try to get things funded and go on and so on and so forth. As far as the actual workload, the workload has kept going. But the transition, it's too early to say, because with the new administration, they're wanting to spike up corporate taxes and all that.
I heard about the tax increases.
So that's going to affect us. I mean, much less right now in construction. I'm not a vertical construction guy, but I know a lot of them are paying a price for plywood, building material. Cement went up.
I hear a lot of big companies, corporations are moving down to Mexico because, I mean, it's just they make more money. Taxes wise, they'll make more money, and production wise, so
you get a bargain on labor, but I mean, it just shoots us in the foot. So hopefully, the government kind of wakes up on it and says, "Hey, why don't we just keep everything at home?" I'm big on foreign imports. I'm big on foreign products, but why are we going to wait so long for something just like vehicles? Why are we going to wait so long to shut down plants to get material?
Why not build it here?
Exactly.
Why not have plants here?
Exactly.
And, I don't understand that either. China, right? I think they have a lot to do with it. I think we have some politicians, the president, that have ties with China, and that's why we have to please them, and that's why we get a lot of our goods from there. I wish we could be more independent, to be honest. I think we could definitely improve on that. And man, I don't know about you, but with this recent past, this is just Texas based, but with this recent past winter storm, dude, could we not improve the electrical grid?
Oh yeah, I think that's the most ridiculous unplanned we've ever done. We can plan for everything. We can plan to succeed.
Like, this is Texas.
Dude, to succeed from the United States. And you mean to tell me, we're going to run out of power and, that's that? Really?
3 inches of snow.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, if we would have been in Utah or something like that, we would have been done for.
I'll admit, I only lost power for about 5 minutes through the whole thing, but everybody, on the outskirts of DFW, I heard had problems, like big problems.
Oh yeah.
I was handing out. There was a field that got demolished. A whole bunch of trees. It was kind of, I don't know, whatever. Like, people got to do what they got to do to build their stuff. But all the trees got mowed down, and lots of firewood. So I said, you know what, this firewood, I don't know if they're going to use it or not, or just haul it away. I went and got like a whole garage full of firewood, and I had no earthly idea at the time what I was going to use it for. But I went and did it, and I did it at like 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, it was over there in the field, and I did one by one. I mean, these pieces were probably like this big, and probably almost some of them 100 pounds each.
Yeah,
And
I
like
remember
I would
that.
drag them, and I mean, I busted ass, and I like I said, I had a whole garage full, and then this winter storm hits, and everybody didn't have power, and like I'm the only one that has power, so I'm like, come and get the firewood that I have. I'm not using it.
Right.
You know, I have power. Come and get it. It's free. You know, and that's when we talked about. Was it your cousin?
Yeah, he went to go pick it up, dude. He's very thankful for that. He actually said he's gonna buy you a 6-pack. So
Yeah, that's cool. And I helped out a couple buddies, and I was, that was cool for me to be able to help out somebody other than my family and myself.
right.
And to keep other families warm. I know it was super cold. I think it got down to like negative, like what, 10 degrees, like
Yeah,
wind chill or
it got
something. It
pretty
was
bad.
crazy. Like weirdest Texas winter storm ever. It didn't snow all that much, but it got super cold and it iced over. But so how's the family? I mean, how's the wife?
Good, good. She's good. Getting driven crazy with these kids at the house, but we're about to plug in my son into a Montessori here in the fall when he turns 3, and we're sending my daughter back to school because it's mandatory where she's at
Really?
a charter school for 5th grade.
Okay.
So, but she needs it. I think another hot topic is, do we send the kids to school or do we, homeschool? Because now jobs are opening back up and society's starting to open back up.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want my kids to miss out on being social because I'm a very social person.
Exactly. I think with the kids, it's more detrimental to keep them doing online learning at the house than to send them to school and risk getting COVID, because
Right.
the percentage rate on the COVID with the kids, it's little to not, like little to
Yeah, it's
none.
very
There
little.
has been one or two that have passed away, but the COVID rates are really low with the kids in the school.
And the CDC just put out a new report today saying that if you've gotten fully vaccinated, as long as limitations and restrictions are applied, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. So that kind of
Really?
lines up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I
It
think
just came
I
out on the
think I
CDC
might have
this morning.
saw that. So you getting vaccinated?
I already did both.
You did?
Yeah, because
How
I have
was it?
lupus. Yeah, it was pretty good. The lines were ridiculous, but the first go around, my arm was numb.
Which
I had
one did you get?
fevers. What is it called? Moderna.
Moderna. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Johnson and Johnson.
No,
right?
I'm still alive. Yeah, no. They should just stick to making baby products.
Yeah, for sure. That's ridiculous. I can't even. I don't know how they're not being sued right now. They might be getting sued. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
But so like you got a little fever and chills, or?
Yeah, and I was sore the first time. The next day was pretty bad, and then the second time, I guess since my body already knew it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
But I still have to stay indoors to make sure that if I wasn't running any heavy equipment or driving, I didn't like pass out. So
Yeah,
it
for
was
sure.
pretty good. I got on the weekends.
Did you ever get COVID?
I'm pretty sure I did before they announced it.
Before they announced
for
it.
sure, because I was going out to.
They weren't testing. Testing. So how would you know if you had?
Right, and it was in the early stages. Like even now, they're saying those 20-minute clinics are hit or miss. So
Yeah. I told you how I got COVID, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So me and my ex, we flew to Hawaii. Well, you have to get tested, and you have to get tested by a certain partner when you go to Hawaii. So, like, you can't just go to your regular doctor and get a test. No. I legit, probably a month before we went to Hawaii, we had negative COVID tests. We went to Hawaii, they sent us back the day after. They said, we can't take these. Yeah, I lost out on like $1,500.
Wow.
Month later, we try this again, right? Round 2. Um, let's just say we paid $500 at the airport the day that we left for 2 COVID tests, two
Each?
rapid COVID tests each.
Holy cow!
Not each, sorry.
Together.
$500 together, and
Still expensive.
still crazy expensive. I didn't want to pay it, but if I didn't pay it, we couldn't go.
Right.
Couldn't go anywhere else either. It was too late. So I paid it. I was like, screw it. We'll have fun. And we did. Don't get me wrong. So we flew over there. The night before we left, we went to the bar here in Azle. It's called Lynn Saloons. Well, we, drank a little bit with friends. Didn't stay out too late. Got back to the house. I woke up, just had a little itch in my throat. Like, I'm talking like the littlest. You wouldn't know anything of it. I didn't think anything of it. And so we flew out, tested negative, flew to Hawaii. As we stayed there for 3 or 4 days. Probably on day 2, we had already did snorkeling. We were doing the helicopter tour. We were doing, what else did we do? We went to the North Shore, did shark diving, all that, cage diving. About the 2nd or 3rd day through, I started feeling like kind of dizzy. It was the weirdest thing. When I would stand up, I started feeling dizzy. Me, I'm a go-getter, so I didn't think anything of it. And, we were doing our thing, like diving with sharks. That was super cool. And then I just, on the flight back, it hit me, dude. It hit me hard. I didn't think I was going to make it through the flight.
Oh, wow.
I got a first class seat, so it was cool because, and I just kind of waved off the flight attendants, It didn't hit me until I was halfway through the flight.
Wow. Shortness.
And I was in first class, so I had my own, like, what's it called, cubicle?
Yeah.
It was about this size, this desk area size. I had, my mask on. I was doing everything else, they wanted us to do. But I waved off the flight attendants about halfway through because I was like, okay, something's seriously wrong with me. So we go and land. I go straight to the car and I was like, let's go get tested. Well, dude, we got tested and I ended up testing positive. And I don't know whether I got it at that bar. I don't know whether I got it in Hawaii. But, it's kind of one of those, I can honestly say, if you've had COVID, you probably agree. It's kind of one of those things that sneaks up on you. And you don't know what COVID feels like. You don't know what COVID feels like. So, you can read up on it or whatever, but you might have different symptoms. Mm-hmm. So, I had no idea, And then when we got back, tested positive. She tested negative. About a couple days later, she tested positive. Had to quarantine from the kids for 14 days. That was a killer. That was a killer to try to explain to your kids, hey, we're not going to, be able to see you for 2 weeks. We have to quarantine. That sucked.
Yeah.
I think that was the worst part about it. It affects your lungs. I can honestly say it goes after your lungs. It's a little bit different than the flu. I think the aches and the pains were worse with the flu,
mm-hmm.
but the breathing was worse with the COVID, the lungs,
right.
But I'm glad you didn't get it. That's awesome. But I'm glad you did get the vaccine. That's great. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, personally. I think what's the rush? I'm young considering, my age, but I would definitely get one of the first vaccines that they came out with. I'm not the 3rd and 4th and 5th. I'll hold off on those.
Right.
But the first one seemed to. What was the one that you took?
Moderna.
Moderna. Okay,
yeah.
So I definitely probably be down to take out. It was 2 shots, right?
Yep. Once,
so
and then
I'd consider taking that one for sure. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, maybe a couple months to a year, then I'll get it. But everybody has their personal opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think. whether y'all are gonna get it or not. With everything coming out, I wanna know y'all's opinion. Anyways, um, so have you been watching a little bit of basketball lately?
No, I've been pretty busy.
Oh man,
I'm sorry. It's been hectic out there in the construction world.
Luka's been killing it.
Oh yeah, I've heard amazing things.
I don't know if you saw the highlight the other night of him hitting that three at the end
where he
against the
tripped.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Oh
so
man,
cool.
LeBron wasn't playing. I'll admit it. All right. But he was balling out. I really hope they don't let Luka go. I think Luka is the centerpiece to that team. They got to get one more player. I think Porzingis, is good. I think that's a good addition. I think they need one more player. Maybe get somebody in the draft. But if they make the playoffs this year and make a run, cool. That would be awesome. I think they're holding. They're having people at the games now, right?
Yeah. Limited seating, but yeah, my sister goes with her husband.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my older sister, she's been going.
I need to get some tickets. I took Olivia a long time ago. Not even a long time ago, about a year before COVID hit, and got to see Luka. They lost, but it was super cool. It was on her birthday. I took her and we had a good time, and she loved it. She didn't know what the heck was going on with the players on the court, but I was trying to explain to her. We did that, and we went on a bowling went to the main event. Did some bowling, and that was super cool. But I'm still trucking it with American Airlines.
How's that like? How's everything been for you? I know it's been rough, but I've seen you've been trucking it out and you making things go work. But
yeah.
How's it going for you now? And how was the transition like?
Man, COVID was hard. A lot of my friends, a lot of AA coworkers out there. I love you guys. A lot of y'all got affected hard. They got laid off. They got furloughed completely. Luckily, I was kept part time. I was a blessing because I was able to still keep a check coming in. I did have to go on unemployment, but we're back to full time now. I mean, dude, there was probably a 6-month period where there was I'd want to estimate maybe like 30 flights come into the airport in one day.
Wow, and DFW Airport is known to be one of the busiest airports in the world.
Exactly.
So
that's huge. That's like drastic. Like, I understand why they had this, furlough people. There wasn't enough work.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard time for everybody, If y'all, want to, comment and tell me about y'all's experience with y'all's job, that would be awesome. I'd like to, read your comments and see how it affected you. I think a lot of people had different, opinions and about it, how it affected them. Let me know what y'all thought and how y'all are today. It's a new world. I can honestly say I think we're living in a different world now. I think people definitely didn't see this coming. I have some theories about it. With China. Originally started in China.
You and your conspiracies.
It is what it is. Like, people have their own thoughts about where it came from, but honestly, I think it was planned. I think it was man-made. I think somehow, maybe purposely, it was let out. I'm just throwing it out there.
It's like an economy. You got to look at it for what it really is. Whenever
it crashed,
there has to be equilibrium. There has to be a balance. So there will be a correction of some sort. In the real estate, it's known as a real estate correction, where everything crashes.
Good.
Same thing. You can't keep pumping all this money in the economy or keep absorbing without there being a balance. So
Yeah.
natural
It's
force
gonna happen.
majeure.
You know, it's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, you know,
it usually happens. What, every 7 to 10 years? You know, a big thing happens.
it happens, and then unfortunately, a lot of it has to do with now that media is so easy that even my 2-year-old can get a hold of YouTube and upload videos.
Yep.
That's the scarier part because on top of that, you magnify it with media and you magnify it with whoever's in house.
I feel
Whether
like
it's a Republican or
Yeah,
Democrat,
I
it
agree.
definitely boosts that up. Which way you want to look at it?
Yeah.
It got to the point where the previous president got banned from certain TV shows. Like, that's ridiculous.
And from Twitter and all.
That's what
you
I'm
know,
saying. Like,
that's
okay, so
crazy.
freedom of speech, but then you shove it up his by banning him from it.
Yeah.
I get it. You get a hardcore Republican, but it is what it is, and that's the stuff that makes this get driven. Yeah, it's a virus. It's gonna get solutions, but the magnitude of what happened. Oh, we're gonna shut down countries now because of it.
Yeah.
And now look at everybody's paying the consequences.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think they gave Trump a really hard time about keeping calm. And as a president and as a leader, I think staying calm is the way you need to represent yourself and not cause chaos.
Mayhem, yeah.
Right. I mean,
I think as a businessman, he's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, I got a lot of his books. My wife almost burned them all.
oh,
but I mean, realistically, going into a political realm,
yeah,
he's also been put up against the wall on other agendas that we don't even know anything about.
for sure.
So there has to be some sort of reality into it. If I saw someone who's always calm, cool, collective, the truth of the matter is they're probably just hiding things under the rug. This guy was speaking out on volume as to what he really felt and as to how he...
He had no filter, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's fine
And
because, I mean...
They didn't like it. The media didn't like it.
Oh, of course. And a lot of the American people didn't, a lot of the immigrants didn't, but there were some that could respect it because, let's be honest, we're not going to a tea party every time we go to a business meeting.
Right.
Well, at least I'm not. Sometimes we're going to war, but that's for our better good of our people.
Yep.
It's the same thing. So I'm honestly in the middle, but I really think they were a little too harsh on them.
I hear you. I wouldn't even, man, I wouldn't even consider myself a Republican because some of them Republicans, they straight up turn their back on Trump.
Oh, yeah.
And like that, you know, I think there was evidence of voter fraud for sure during the election.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was enough to overturn the election, you know.
Yeah.
It's anybody's guess. But there was definitely some play in there. And I think Trump just didn't get his day in court. That's all it came down to. I think Joe Biden kind of knew,
manipulated
you
system.
know, this was about to go down, and he just
remember,
played it easy.
He did serve in a previous presidential campaign.
Exactly.
So that gives him the end footnote of he knows the know-how. But
the same administration that spied on Trump's campaign coming in, you know, he was a part of that. So, like, you got to also think about that too. But, you know, I think I'm kind of enjoying it right now. Let's see what this administration does.
Well, it's like everything else, Eric. You got to look at it for what it is, and everything. It's like life. Life's gonna hand you whatever it's gonna hand you. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. My 10-year-old tells me that all the time. You know, I'll be in Chick-fil-A.
So is this one, my daughter.
Yeah, dude. She'll tell me, and it's like, wow, it's so true. It's so simple, but it's very true. Like me, I can capitalize on this because of all the infrastructure money they're gonna put in. Being a minority contractor, I have an MBE.
See, but I don't mean to interrupt you on that. Is it true the infrastructure bill has very little money for actual infrastructure?
So immediate infrastructure, yes, but they do have quite a bit of money set aside for long-term projects. So yes,
so it's
but
more of a long-term.
Correct, because they're allocating.
That's what I've heard, actually.
Right, the way I've interpreted the bills, and because we speak about it a lot at the RHCA,
right,
it's interpreting these bills. You're looking at it for a 5-year, 10-year plan. They're setting all this money aside because obviously you can't get a lot done in 4 years. Look at I-35 for crying out loud. Right. That was a Fort Worth, Texas, NTTA project.
I pass it every day. Every day at work, it's awful.
Yeah, dude, it's just
820's awful.
Yeah,
that whole area is just awful. You might as well forget about it if it's a weekday and it's 3 or 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
5 o'clock.
or 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's
Jeez.
ridiculous.
It's
But
stupid.
you get the gist of everything. So yeah, as far as that goes, you can either make lemonades or you can make lemons for your shots, tequila shots.
Right. Well, so do you want to maybe give out your number if anybody wants to hit my boy up for any projects that y'all have? Give him your number,
definitely.
maybe your email or.
So my number is 682 area code 560-3904. So that's my cell. If you're looking to email us a project, once again, we are a civil contractor. We're turnkey, so we do your excavation, utilities, concrete place and finish, and demolition and raising of buildings. They can send those plans to ajexcavation@yahoo.com. We'll put the link below. And we'll also put my Instagram tag so you guys can follow our projects.
For sure.
Feel free to give us a like, follow, and we're going to go out and do a small little random giveaway from my wife's business. She does T-shirts and hats and all that good stuff. Yeah, we just started that.
We're going to have to exchange. I'm going to have to get her one of mine, and I'll get one of hers. And
yeah, that'll work. And that's Mia's.
You got to get one of these snapbacks. Check these out, guys.
$25 trucker hats.
$25. Has my Instagram logo on the side. The world is yours. And I really want to express my feelings on that logo and the name. I came up with that, and it took me probably 2 or 3 days to come up with the actual logo. The world is yours. I think it means a lot to me because I try to stay positive, have a positive attitude about everything. Don't get me wrong, I do get, everybody gets down, but you keep trucking, it's going to work out for you. Eventually, you're going to get that key to that door that's going to open up for you. But I just, I want y'all to maybe keep that same attitude, try it out, maybe not be so negative all the time. And I think in today's world, it is very easy to be negative.
Oh yeah, in this time and age, that's all they're magnifying on. You got to remember,
with the media, I feel like they want
and even society itself and family. Let's just take it one step personal.
Yeah.
A lot of what happens is family is so scared to see you fail, or sometimes they're scared to see you succeed more than they did.
Right.
So they're gonna put roadblocks and talk you into your weaknesses. But you got to remember, you were given a gift for a reason. If all you have to do is gain on that and then learn. Always be humble enough to learn. If your neighbor that constantly nags on you and you hate them to death and you just feel like they're the dumbest box of rocks, they could shine light as something so simple that you never saw before in their perspective. And wow, if you learn to apply that, the world opens up so many doors. And hell, you start creating doors you never thought you could ever have.
This is what this podcast is about.
That's all it's about.
This is why I created this podcast, to have people like my boy Juan on here to come and give their opinion and have y'all comment and tell me what y'all think. Seriously, tell me what y'all think, about the same topics that we were talking about. But on the other hand, if y'all have something y'all have been itching to do, man, do it. Stop making up an excuse. Go out and do it. I have other people, it's not going to work. You're not going to get many followers, people aren't going to like it. I think y'all are going to like it. I have a really positive attitude about it. I want to grow my base. I want to sell some more freaking awesome hats, shirts, the shirts. Let's get your shirt. Let's show them.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
the shirt I got
here. I don't want to disconnect the mic here. Yeah. Man, this is awesome. I love the material.
I mean, it's super soft, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's perfect for summer days.
You got the logo on the back.
The logo on the back.
Right below the neck. I mean, super dope. It's got my Instagram logo on there. I mean, username.
Yep, right there. Probably can't see it very well on the camera because the angle.
Yes. We're going to launch our site tonight. It will be on tonight. I will post the link. I will also post the link for Juan if y'all need, any construction done. go check it out. Everything on my site is going to be $25. It's going to be a sale. Probably going to keep that sale for a while. $25 hats, $25 shirts, $25 bathing suits, 2-piece bathing suits. Look pretty good, by the way. Tank tops for women and men. I'm also going to have beer koozies. If y'all are interested in some beer koozies, I like to have a beer every now and then.
It looks like more than one every now and then.
Hey, let's hold off, all right? So, yeah, beer koozies. They're gonna be sweet. I'm getting them done right now. Hit up the website. It's gonna be a pretty cool website. We've worked hard on it. Go check it out. I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Seriously,
it's an honor.
I haven't seen you in so long. It's awful. Y'all need to come over and hit up the pool right outside this window.
Nice.
And we'll have the kids, out there, and we'll barbecue and whatnot. And Colt's birthday's coming up, so I think we're gonna have it out there and have the kids over. But y'all have a good one. Like I said, the world is yours. Take advantage of it. Go after what you want. But y'all take it easy and have a good night.
See ya.